Good morning, Similar Web. I hope everybody is doing well. This is Carrie, your CRO, coming to you from my home office here in Maryland. As I know, many of you are home office employees these days. I hope everything is going well and you're getting adjusted. But I thought I'd take a few minutes and just share with you a little bit about what I've learned from working from home. I've been doing it actually since the year 2000, so for about the past 20 years. Personally, I find at times it's all in all, I find it to be very productive, more productive than being on the road all the time, which I do when I'm not working from home. But one thing that you will find is that you tend to sometimes work more than you actually did previously from work from home. So it's all about balance. It's all about just finding out what works for you. But I thought I'd take a few minutes to share with you a little bit about how I've made it work for me, and maybe the best starting point is just to show you my home office. So let's go on a little tour. This is, and I'm just going to try to turn the camera here. There's a little bit of weird filming, by the way. But this is the entrance to my office. You can see here. And I will give you a quick scan of the office. By the way, these are pictures of my wonderful children, of course. I actually share an office today with my husband. So this desk right in front of me is his nice desk. And if you move over here to the side, you can see the rest of the room here. If you can see, I think everything, getting us back to the opening. But what I'll focus on is this little credenza here. So one thing that I learned from working from home is in the ideal situation, first of all, is to pick a place in your home where you can shut the door or close off at least the outside noise if at all possible. So sometimes in some of my former houses, that meant working from the bedroom, which of course was fine too. But finding some place where you do get some downtime from the rest of the noise and things that might be happening in the house is really important. The other thing that worked really, really well for me is this credenza situation. So when my husband has this amazing desk, I have what my former team used to call the command central. So when I get up every morning, I come down and I basically open these doors. And this becomes my office, by the way, my home office. You can see it's quite a bit of chaos, by the way. But I basically just pull around my chair here and go to work in this space. And for me, it helps a lot actually when I feel that I'm done working, to be able to shut down or close off this credenza and say, okay, my day's done. So even though I do work a lot on the weekends, this desk or this cabinet is always closed on the weekend. I may pull the laptop and sneak it out and do work on it, but I find like having that one place where I can kind of put everything away to force myself actually not to work 24 hours a day is really important. And it's, while you may not have the closed office space, like finding some area that is where you're going to like settle all of your work tools, whether that's printers, monitors, your laptops, is really important to just kind of push you away from the desk when you do want to have some time to spend with family. So anyways, again, here's my little space. This is where, when you guys are on the phone with me during the week, this is where I'm working out of this little area here. While, again, like my husband has this wonderful space over here. Fortunately for me, we don't ever seem to be in the office at the same time. That rarely actually happens. He has a job where he actually goes out most of the time. And the instances where we are here working together, and by the way, I know for many of you that's going to be the case. You have two working people in the household. What we generally find works for us is, we will each pick a separate place in the house to work on the days where we have to be together. So just a few quick tips that I will also share with you guys that I have learned over the last few years. One is, if you are in a household where you do have young kids and, hopefully you have help. So if you do have help, the key that I have found there is agree up front that you will each get some solidarity time. So the worst thing that I found is trying to not have a plan and trying to get everything done like at the moment. It's better to agree with if you have the support in home with somebody else in the house, how you can split up the time so that each of you do have some solidarity time to yourselves to actually get real work done, because it is very, very hard to do when you have especially young kids in the house. The other thing that I find works really, really well is get up and like have your work day be a work day. Like get up, get dressed, have a kind of a routine that you set for yourself on the days that you're going to work that's different than the days that you aren't working. So if you're off on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and that's generally your days off, like have those mornings especially be different. So get up earlier than you might do on a day off. Some of those routines, it just helps you to get into the mindset that you're going to be basically working. The other thing that I would say is get really comfortable with your technology that you have in the house. Make sure your Wi-Fi is working as best as possible and that you know where to go to if that's not working, for sure. Other tips that I found is you have to get up away from your desk at points throughout the day, because you could end up literally sitting in your chair for 10 hours a day sometimes. So forcing yourself to get up, fix yourself lunch, take your dog for a walk, get out of the house. Those are also things that are really important. Also use your community. So when I was at home, sometimes with kids, it was really important to set play dates. Recognize that maybe not every day that I would normally work or all